Speedway. This is the Fuji Speedway Hotel right here. What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the Auto 101, and today I am super excited because we are taking this GR Supra for a drive through Mt Fuji. I'm at Mt Fuji Speedway Hotel just outside of Tokyo in the Mt Fuji area, and they have a house Toyota Supra that you could rent if you're a guest. So I'm gonna rent the Supra, take it around Mt Fuji, and see what it's like. Stay tuned and come along with me. Let's go. All right, I've made it to Mt Fuji at this unreal viewpoint. And I've been driving this GR Supra for about 2 hours now, and I have some takeaways. Firstly, I love the way that this car looks. I mean, I've seen these cars on the road. It's been a few years that they've been out now, but stepping up to this and actually seeing it as a driver, it definitely hits different. I gotta say, Toyota has done a really good job with the styling of this Supra. You can't even really tell that it's based on a BMW Z4. And if I can say so myself, I think it looks a lot more exotic than the BMW variant. I really like the rear 3/4 here. Really good stance. Very supercar-like in my opinion. A-pillar looks really good too, with the window line that goes into this fastback. It's a very impactful design, I'd say, because you look at this Supra on the road and it looks like really nothing else. Massive clamshell hood in the front, and I'm not usually a fan of matte black paints, or sorry, matte gray paints, but it really does work well on the Supra. I mean, look at the sun reflecting off of this matte gray. Looks amazing. Of course, Mt Fuji in the back looking incredible. I'm going to talk about the driving experience in a bit, but there are a few things that I wanted to note. Look at that diffuser, so good, so good. Firstly, this A-pillar looks good, right? It is a good looking A-pillar, good looking design, but when you're in the driver's seat, it's a little bit thick. And when you're driving on switchback mountain roads, it kind of creates a bit of a blind spot when you're cornering, and you don't always see things that are coming at you from the opposite lane because of how thick the A-pillar is. Not a massive thing, but still a little bit of an issue. And also, really good low stance on the Supra, but sitting in the car with the steering wheel coming out like this in the driving position that I like, I always kind of end up hitting my head, and I have to really duck a lot. And I know, I shouldn't be complaining about the low slung driving position of a sports car, but there are other sports cars that are easier to get in and out of than the GR Supra, in my opinion. A really small thing now, but when we open the trunk, there's no button, and there's also no little slot to open the trunk. So you just kind of dig your fingers in there, and then when you close it, you got to touch the car. Gets a little bit dirty. Not the biggest deal, but I don't know why they couldn't have just put a little divot down here or something. Okay, now for the things that I've really enjoyed. Let's start off with the main thing that makes this car so special, in my opinion, and that is the power plant that's in this Supra. Now, this being based on a BMW, the BMW Z4, this has the inline 6 B58 engine. Smooth, powerful, fuel efficient, easy to modulate when you're driving. Just a really, really good engine. And look at this shot right here with Mt Fuji in the background. Clamshell open on the Supra. Such a good looking car. But I have really enjoyed this engine. I'm driving, luckily, the one with the 3-liter. But I'm sure even if I was driving a 2-liter with the B48, I would still be having a pretty good time. I've also really enjoyed the driving experience. It's rear-wheel drive, so lots of power going to the back. This is not an all-wheel drive car. All the power goes to the back, and it gets a little bit squirrely out of some turns, but it's still easy to handle because it's such a small wheelbase. It's a really small platform that makes it tossable and manageable, and you kind of know what the car is doing at all times. So you never really lose control of the car with all the active safety stuff on. And I've enjoyed that. That being said, though, it doesn't feel as planted as some other cars in this class. The 718 Boxster and Cayman twins definitely feel a little bit more planted with their mid-engine design, but I think this looks way better than that. Yeah, so those are the few takeaways that I have so far. I'm going to keep driving this more around this area, but one last shot, and let's get back on the road. Been driving the GR Supra a bit more, different viewpoint of Mt Fuji. One more thing to call out is the practicality. There's no thing that I told you before, but the rear storage space is actually fairly practical. I didn't really think about that earlier, but there's also storage space behind the seats. So it's a reasonably practical car. One styling element that I forgot to call out earlier that I really like is this ducktail integrated spoiler that kind of just curves up from the trunk. Really like the way that looks. I'm back at the hotel with the GR Supra, back at Fuji Speedway. That's the end of the drive. And I know I didn't mention this previously, but this being a BMW and being built by BMW essentially, the cabin is a really nice place to be. Great materials all around, love the dash, good quality door panels, great leather and Alcantara in the middle, very grippy, comfortable seats. A fan of the carbon fiber for sure. I like all the BMW switchgear in here. It definitely feels just a little bit nicer than Toyota switchgear. Not that I have any issues with Toyota switchgear, but it's nice that this car has Toyota styling on the outside with BMW materials, quality, and switchgear on the inside. Great combination. Really, really nice combination. And what are my final takeaways then of this GR Supra and driving it around Mt Fuji? First of all, amazing driving car. I know my mid-level thoughts midway through the drive were that this car was a little bit tail happy and that I preferred the way the 718 twins drive. After having spent a little bit more time now, I actually think I like the fact that this car is a little bit tail happy, because when you're driving on like a mountain road and you give it the beans a little bit, you could feel a little bit of slip in the back, but it's very manageable, very controllable, and that's just a bit more fun than having a car that's always on rails. Don't get me wrong, they're both really fun ways to drive, but the tail happiness of the GR Supra just makes it a little bit more exciting, a little bit more spicy, I think, than the 718 twins. Again, the beautiful Mt Fuji in the back. Another key takeaway, I talked about this in the beginning, but just what a good looking car. Just really amazing. Really, really nice in all angles. The back, the front. I love the tail lights. I love the GR badge. I love this brake light diffuser thing. Really good looking. I love the matte gray paint. Engine, Big fan, B58, smooth, powerful. ZF transmission. This also was a pretty quick shifter. Few small complaints with the comfort in the cabin. A little bit tight to get in, a little bit tight to get out. Not convenient to not have this opening in the back, but those are all very small things. This is a sports car at the end of the day. And I had a really good time driving it. Felt surreal being able to drive a right-hand drive car in the mountains of Japan and having started the journey at Fuji Speedway. What an experience. Really enjoyed the GR Supra. Thank you for watching. I'll catch you next time. It's been Auto 101. Let me flip it around. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for more reviews and catch you next time. Thanks.